Welcome to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, the #1 podcast and resource for Black entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and Black Entrepreneur Blueprint was created specifically to educate and inspire Black entrepreneurs to launch, build, and grow successful, sustainable businesses. Join us as we help build an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. If you're currently an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur, you're invited to join us each and every week here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family and get ready to elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, episode number 504. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and today we have another outstanding and informative show in store for you. Today we're going to be doing a rebroadcast of one of our most downloaded episodes from February of 2023, titled How to Scale Your Business with Inbound Marketing. How to Scale Your Business with Inbound Marketing. But before we get to today's content, let me just share a few things with the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint family. First and foremost, I want to welcome all first-time listeners to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family. Please stick around until the end of today's broadcast, and I'm going to share all my social media contact information and resource links, such as the link to the new revamped BEB Academy. Just go to newbebacademy.com for more information. Now, let's get ready for today's show content. Now, let's get ready to jump into today's content. And we're talking about how to scale your business with inbound marketing. Now, when you want to scale your business, there's several components that you have to have. And on today's episode, I want to discuss and dissect one of the most important components, and that's inbound marketing. And on today's show, we're going to talk about what is inbound marketing, the benefits of inbound marketing and why you should implement it, the difference between inbound and outbound marketing, and how to implement an inbound marketing strategy. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to define what inbound marketing is. And inbound marketing is a business methodology that attracts customers by creating valuable content and experiences tailored to them. So rather than pushing ads and messages on to customers and consumers, inbound marketing is designed to pique curiosity and engagement and draw customers in. That's why it's called inbound marketing. Now, inbound marketing leverages lots of different types of content to engage and interest the target audience. So some of this content can include blog posts, social media, infographics, white papers, email newsletters, e-guides, quizzes, polls, and more. Now, paid search and native advertising are other inbound marketing tactics too. So paid search and native advertising help people find and engage in your marketing content. So in a nutshell, inbound marketing is really just a strategy where you're nurturing potential customers through a marketing funnel and you're exposing them to relevant content and brand experiences. And when they're ready, hopefully they'll transition from a prospect into a customer. So let me give you an example of inbound marketing. So say I was a real estate agent in Los Angeles and I sell homes in the LA area. One of the things I may want to do is write a blog post titled The 10 Best Places to Live in Los Angeles in 2023. So now what happens is somebody's looking to relocate to Los Angeles. They're going to Google and they're searching best places to live in Los Angeles in 2023 or whatever. And my blog post comes up. Now, that blog post is going to have all types of relevant content, good content, and it's also going to have a call to action at the end of the post, like get the free report, schedule an appointment, or search properties in this neighborhood. So that's a real life example of what inbound marketing is. I'm not going out trying to attract people to come in. I'm laying the bait. It's like fishing. I'm putting the bait out there. And when somebody does that Google search, they're going to see my article. And now they're going to be able to read the article. And you want to make sure any content that you put out is quality content. You can't put out garbage and expect people to be attracted to it. Okay. All right. So, and what we're talking about today, guys, is how to scale your business with inbound marketing. The first thing we wanted to talk about is what is inbound marketing. I just explained what inbound marketing was, and I gave you an example. The next thing we want to discuss are the benefits of inbound marketing and why we should implement an inbound marketing plan. And I'm going to give you 6 benefits of inbound marketing. So, number 1, the dynamic of the conversation changes. The dynamic of the conversation changes. So, when somebody reaches out to you for assistance versus you cold calling or whatever, you automatically have the upper hand. Okay? The dynamic of the conversation changes. So in that example I used of the real estate agent, they were searching for the best places to live in Los Angeles. They saw my article and then they responded to my call to action. They may have set up a one-on-one appointment. So now when somebody calls you on the phone or reaches out to you, the balance of power has shifted. So you're no longer a salesman or a peddler. You're going to be able to help them solve their problem. So the dynamics of the conversation changes. So if you've been in sales, obviously, if you're an entrepreneur, you've been selling stuff. So you know how much easier it is when somebody calls you versus you cold calling somebody else. Total dynamic shift. So that's benefit number 1 of creating an inbound marketing plan. Benefit number 2, reduced expenses. So you have targeted content designed to make people raise their hand if they're interested. And so when you market, when somebody raises their hand based on your content, that means that they have an interest. So also, as opposed to outbound marketing, you have a leaner, more focused advertising spend on inbound marketing. So your business can save money and get higher return on investment over time because you're speaking to people that have raised their hand and have an interest in your content. It's just like somebody knocking on your door asking if you need lawn service and you don't need the service. They don't even know if you want the service. So that door knocking is outbound marketing, and basically you're spinning your wheels because you don't know if the person wants your services or even needs your services. Benefit number 3, higher credibility and trust. So when you empower a customer to do their own research and they find you organically, you come across as more trustworthy than from an ad screaming, hey, buy this now. So you're creating valuable content and leveraging social proof to help reduce the amount of risk consumers associate with working with you. So higher credibility and trust. So when people do their own research, think about what you do. If you're researching, say, a new vacuum cleaner, you go on Google, best vacuum cleaners for 2023, and you see several articles that may compare vacuum cleaners or just an article in general. And at the end, once again, there's a call to action or a link in the article. You've done your research. You don't feel like you're being sold to. You've done your research. And now when you go and make that contact, you feel that you're empowered because you're in control. So higher credibility and trust when you empower your customer to do their own research and they find you organically. Once again, what we're talking about, guys, is how to scale your business with inbound marketing. Benefit number 4 of an inbound marketing campaign, better traffic and leads. So inbound marketing, guys, isn't just about creating brand awareness. It's about drawing in the right kind of leads and traffic, the qualified leads, okay? Customers that are ready, willing, and able to purchase your product or service. And so you want qualified leads. And when you have an inbound marketing campaign and you put the right content out there, just like I talked about with the vacuum cleaner example, this is somebody already looking for a vacuum cleaner, so they're predisposed to purchase. So benefit number 4, better traffic and leads. Benefit number 5, non-invasive form of marketing. Non-invasive form of marketing, meaning you're not interrupting people with ads or content that they aren't interested in, like paid ads. And here's a real life example. So about 3 weeks ago, recording the podcast in my home office early one morning, probably was about 9-10 a.m. And all of a sudden I hear this banging on the door, bang, 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 like the feds were trying to come in. So first of all, I'm automatically pissed because people don't come by your house unannounced anymore. And so I go walk out the front. I see this young guy out there and he's trying to sell pest control. And I'm like, dude, I'm in the middle of something. I'm not interested. Goodbye. And, you know, to me, it's kind of crazy because, number one, they didn't know if I was home. because my cars are in the garage. Number two, you don't know if I want the service. And number three, you don't know if I need the service. So that's outbound marketing. And so it's not inbound. So if they would have done something and I'm searching for pest control and I found a blog post about a local pest control company and I called them, that's inbound. But number five, non-invasive form of marketing. We're talking right now about the benefits of an inbound marketing campaign. And number six benefit, you can use evergreen content. And I'm going to break this down a little bit more in depth a little later. But content that's always converting, like a blog post or a video with a call to action, that's not time sensitive. So it's timeless. So you want to continue to generate traffic from a single piece of content that is not time related. Okay. So we're going to talk about that more a little bit later, but evergreen content. So if I write a blog post for the best places to live in Los Angeles in 2023, that's going to be good for 12 months, right? Assuming that I write it the beginning of 2023, I'm not going to have to change it. Or I could change it to the best places to live in Los Angeles, and that really would be evergreen. So I'm not having to create that same content over and over and over again. And so we're going to talk about this a little more in depth as we go further. So today's show topic is how to scale your business with inbound marketing. Now, we talked about what inbound marketing is. We just discussed the benefits of inbound marketing and why you should implement it. Now we're going to talk about the difference between inbound and outbound marketing. So outbound marketing is usually your most conventional, and it's the older of the two types of marketing. So when people talk about outbound marketing, what comes to mind is billboards, radio ads, telemarketing, direct mail, TV commercials, and all that type of stuff. So in the digital realm, it includes banner ads, display ads, pop-ups, and cold email. So in other words, outbound marketing efforts are those advertising or marketing strategies that push information to customers or consumers even when they don't ask for it. So outbound, anywhere you walk down the street, you're going to see billboards, you're going to see all types of advertising, you watch TV, you're going to see commercials. That's outbound marketing. Okay, they're coming to you. You're not going to them. So let's talk about some of the differences between inbound marketing and outbound marketing. Inbound marketing pulls in interested audiences, and outbound marketing pushes at a general wider audience. So inbound pulls in interested audiences, outbound pushes out at general audiences. Just like when you find some relevant content and you dive into it, and then you reach out to that business that created the content. So it pulls in interested audiences. Another difference is it puts consumers at the center. This is inbound marketing, puts consumers at the center, where outbound marketing puts the brand or the product at the center. So when you're doing inbound marketing, you're talking about a consumer, one of their issues or problems that you can solve. When you're talking outbound marketing, you're just talking about the brand or the product, and you're putting that at the center. Another difference between inbound and outbound marketing is inbound marketing is part of a nurturing funnel. It's part of a sales funnel. Usually outbound is basically a one-way interaction. So they're different in that respect. Now, inbound marketing is easy to track customer engagement online. With outbound marketing, it's harder to track customer engagement online and offline. Remember, outbound marketing could be a billboard. There's really no way to track that, okay, unless there's a specific code on the billboard. And so a lot of times you see attorneys and different businesses that advertise on billboards, and a lot of time that's more for vanity than it really is to generate a response, okay? And what we're talking about now is the difference between inbound marketing and outbound marketing. All right, inbound marketing fits naturally with the user experience because, number one, they're going to the content that you're creating. Outbound marketing disrupts the user experience. It's something popping up or whatever that you didn't even ask for, okay? Another difference is the tactics that inbound marketing and outbound marketing use. So tactics for inbound marketing are blogs, social media posts, opt-in emails, search, influencer marketing, and native advertising. Now, outbound marketing tactics include display ads, billboards, telemarketing calls, direct mail, door knocking, and things that interrupt you. Okay, for inbound marketing, you have a global audience with massive potential reach. For an outbound marketing, it's ideal more for local specific audiences. Another difference with inbound and outbound marketing is inbound marketing focuses on high quality content, where outbound marketing focuses on sales campaigns. Remember, inbound marketing is creating relevant content for your prospective customer. Okay. Another difference is inbound marketing generates brand awareness for building long-term relationships. Outbound marketing is more focused on converting new users into quick sales. So it doesn't necessarily have that nurturing effect. When you nurture a prospect, they become more apt to do business with you because they get a chance to know you. Okay. Now, another difference with inbound marketing, it saves you money spent on marketing costs versus outbound usually requires more money for sales campaigns because, as I mentioned earlier, you're talking to people with inbound marketing that raise their hand. So they have an interest in your content. Whereas outbound marketing, you're just throwing it out like that guy knocking on my door. They're just throwing it out and seeing what sticks. And lastly, with inbound marketing, content can be evergreen, something that you create one time and you can leave it out there and it's going to continue to generate leads for you. Versus outbound marketing is usually dated ads or content. It's almost like you're on a hamster wheel. So if you've ever done Instagram ads or whatever, or Instagram posts or any social media posts, then you're always going to have to keep doing it. Whereas with evergreen content, it's always there. So far, we talked about what is inbound marketing, the benefits of inbound marketing and why you should implement it, the difference between inbound marketing and outbound marketing. And now we're going to talk about how to implement an inbound marketing strategy. And remember, today's show topic is how to scale your business with inbound marketing. So the last thing that you're going to need to do, guys, is implement an inbound marketing campaign. Some of you may already be doing it and don't even realize it. But I'm going to give you 7 steps to implement an inbound marketing campaign right now. Step number 1, understand where your content needs to sit. Understand where your content needs to sit. I always talk about control, right? So your content needs to sit on your website or a landing page, or if you have content on another website, say you did a guest post or whatever, but you need to be able to control that content. So understand where your content needs to sit. So if your content only sits on social media, then that's not a good thing because your social media feed updates instantaneously. So how long is that content going to be visible? So understand where your content needs to sit. And I'm going to go a little bit deeper into this a little later on. And that's number 1. And we're talking about how to implement an inbound marketing campaign. Number 2, step 2, build your own website or landing pages. You must own the platform where your content sits. Okay, if it's on somebody else's platform or site, it can be removed. I'm not saying that you can't put stuff on other people's platforms, but you need to have your own platform where you control where the content is. Once again, that platform could be a blog. It could be a podcast. It could be a newsletter or whatever. Something that you own and control. You don't own it or control it if somebody can take your stuff off, right? Without asking you. Now, you can guest post, guest blog, and all that good stuff. That's fine. But you still need a base where you own and control it. So build your own website or landing pages where your content sits. Step number 3 to implement an inbound marketing campaign. Use the best keywords and long tail keywords to get organic traffic. Use the best keywords and long tail keywords to get organic traffic. So good evergreen content should actually use good keywords. So I gave you the example early on in the podcast where I talked about I'm a real estate agent in Los Angeles and I wrote an article, the 10 best places to live in Los Angeles in 2023, right? So that's good evergreen content. All right. And that's going to get good organic traffic because a lot of people are going to search for best places to live in Los Angeles. So if you use keywords and terms that people search for on a frequent basis and you write content or make videos about that content, you're going to start to improve your organic search results. OK, so here's several tips for you guys. there's a Chrome plugin called Keywords Everywhere. Keywords Everywhere. And what it is, it's a Chrome plugin. And every time that you do a search on Chrome, it gives you the monthly amount of searches for that term or that long tail keyword. A long tail keyword is a series of terms. So once again, best places to live in Los Angeles. That's a long tail keyword. Okay. Long tail. I think I said long term earlier, but a long tail keyword. Okay. So you want to use that. Get that Chrome plugin, Keywords Everywhere, and you can see that search traffic on Google for the keyword. Then what you want to do is create content using those keywords or long tail keywords. For example, if you're a tax accountant, you can create content that's titled The Best Tax Tips for Small Business Owners. So in that article or video, you give tips and a call to action, right? So that makes a lot of sense. The best tax tips for small business owners. So now I'm a small business owner. I'm probably going to search and type in tax tips for entrepreneurs, tax tips for business owners. So using those keywords and long tail keywords helps you get organic traffic. And what we're talking about right now is how to implement an inbound marketing campaign. That was number 3. Number 4, continue to create content on a consistent basis. And I know some people may have problems with this because it's a long-term play. It's a long game. But continue to create content on a consistent basis. So make sure you're creating content that people are searching for as it pertains to your business, right? Remember to create inbound traffic and qualified leads. So for my podcast, I have a new episode that comes out every week. So that's content that's every week. It's podcast content. I also do a blog post on my website about the show with the show notes. So that's every week. Sometimes I even do shows in between or do content on the blog on a consistent basis that's not associated with the show. So once again, number 4, continue to create content on a consistent basis. This is what's going to improve your SEO, your search engine optimization. It's also going to help in terms of your organic search. So for example, when a lot of people type in Black Entrepreneur, then my podcast comes up, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. They may see one of my podcast episodes. They may see the image of the BEB logo. They may see a picture of me or whatever. But for 452 weeks consistently, I've had new content come out. Okay. So number 4, continue to create content on a consistent basis. Step number 5 of creating an inbound marketing campaign. This is key right here, guys. And I told you I was going to talk about it more in depth. Step number 5, create evergreen content. All right, let me ask you guys, what makes more sense? Creating timeless content that's going to continue to generate leads, or killing yourself trying to do 10 social media posts a day that are going to disappear once somebody goes through their feed? So remember, evergreen versus a hamster wheel. Anything that's not evergreen takes a whole lot of work, like a hamster wheel. And I know there's software that you can schedule all your social media posts, right? But if you can create several solid posts that are evergreen and then use social media to drive people to that post, that makes more sense, right? You don't want to be on that constant hamster wheel all the time trying to, I got to make 18 social media posts this week or today. I see some people posting like crazy, man, and it takes a whole lot of time as opposed to creating evergreen content. When you create evergreen content, it doesn't usually work as fast, but you have to be consistent, which was, number 4, create consistent content. But you need to have evergreen content that sits on your platform that you can direct people to with a call to action. Okay, you just don't want to have an article and great content and relevant content. People search it and now they don't know how to get in contact with you, or they don't know the next steps. So evergreen content. An example of evergreen content is my podcast. So I can go on every day and look at the stats of all of my shows. And it's crazy because yesterday I checked episode number 147, which was 5 or 6 years ago. Over 400 people downloaded and listened to that episode yesterday. So this content is out there. And it's funny because I get people, I had call to actions on certain podcasts years ago, and the product may not be available, and I get people anymore, and people are reaching out to me. Yo, man, I tried to go on and get that course or whatever. Man, you on a podcast that's 4 years old. You know, you went to an episode that's 4 years ago, and things have changed. So what you want to do is create evergreen content. So really, a podcast is building a catalog. It's like a singer, right? A singer and artist has a catalog. So I have a catalog. The reason that I get as many downloads as I do is because I have a catalog of consistent content. And like I say, it really amazes me because I go look back through my stats, and I'm like, damn, somebody listened to this episode that was 5 years ago. They listened to it yesterday. 300, 400 people listened to this episode that was 6 years ago, and they listened to it yesterday. So when you create that consistent content and evergreen content, if it's relevant to the person when they're searching, then once again, they're going to listen to it. So I talked about keywords, right? So the title of today's episode is How to Scale Your Business with Inbound Marketing. So this is content that's evergreen. So hopefully, if people type in how to scale your business or inbound marketing, if I get enough organic traffic, it's going to bring this podcast episode to the top. Now, is that going to happen overnight? Of course not. The episode just dropped, right? But it's funny. I've gotten a lot of people reach out to me and find me because of the content that I've created and the titles. So you want to create evergreen content. That's number 5. And what we're talking about today's show topic is how to scale your business with inbound marketing. And right now we're talking about how to implement an inbound marketing campaign. Number 1, understand where your content needs to sit. Number 2, build your own website or landing pages. Number 3, use the best keywords and long tail keywords to get organic traffic. Number 4, continue to create content on a consistent basis. Number 5, we just went over create evergreen content. And number 6, always have a clear call to action in your content. Always have a clear call to action in your content. So it doesn't matter if it's a blog post, podcast, episode, video, or whatever. Always have a clear and concise call to action. So for example, it could be a call for a free consultation. Download my free checklist. Click here to watch the video. But you need to be specific for your inbound marketing campaigns to work. So you need to give concise directions. Always have a call to action. There's a tool that I use called sniply.io. SN is in Nancy, IP is in Paul, LY.io. Sniply.io. And what Sniply does is it creates a short link to any content. It could be an article in Entrepreneur magazine, somewhere else. But what it does, it creates a short link that you can share. And that short link actually allows you to create a call to action on the bottom of an article or blog post or whatever. Here's an example I used one time. There was an article in, I believe, Entrepreneur magazine about the failure rate of Black-owned businesses. So what I did was I copied the link. I created a Sniply link, and my call to action at the bottom of that article in the magazine, it says, if you want to learn how to scale your business, click here. Now, remember, it was an Entrepreneur magazine article. All I did was create a Sniply link, which enabled me to have a call to action on the bottom of that article when they went to look at it. So now people read the article from Entrepreneur. They're like, man, Black businesses are going out of business real fast. Let me see how I can scale my business. So that's a way that you can put calls to action in any content that you have. It's called sniply.io. SN is in Nancy, IP is in Paul, LY.io. Make sure you check it out because it's great for social media. So you find an article that's relevant to your prospects or your customers, and all you do is you go and create a Sniply link. You put that in your Twitter or whatever, Instagram, and it's a call to action. Check out this article, and at the bottom, your call to action can be whatever you want. And you can use it for all types of products and or services, right? So it doesn't matter, but make sure you check that out, snipply.io. Now, that's number 6. Always have a clear call to action. Number 7, last but not least, drive traffic to your content. Drive traffic to your content. Use social media, native advertising, such as Taboola and Outbrain. They're 2 of the biggest native advertising platforms, or paid search on Google or Bing, which is now Microsoft Advertising, to drive people to your evergreen content. So example, you can have a paid Instagram ad to one of your blog posts. Okay? Drive traffic to your content. I mean, that's still inbound marketing because you're not trying to sell anything. You're trying to drive people to your content. And the people that are going to take that call to action are people that are interested in your content. So, for example, I'm going to talk about, you know how to do it with social media, but with native advertising, right? The 2 major platforms out there are Taboola and Outbrain. And native advertising is advertising that looks native to the page or to the website that you're on. Okay, but it's really outside advertising. I'm not going to go in depth with native advertising. You can research it, but check out Taboola, Taboola, or Outbrain, 2 of the largest native advertising platforms out there. And what you do with that is you create an ad, and a native ad will show up on, it could be ESPN, it could be MSNBC, it could be AOL, it could be whatever, Fox News, and you'll have a headline and an image. And when people click on that, then it's going to take them to wherever you direct them. Okay, because you control where that click goes. And now what they're doing is they're looking at your content. They're looking at your blog post. They're looking at your video. They're looking at your newsletter or whatever it is. But you always want to drive traffic to your content. Remember, number 1 was understand where your content needs to sit. And that needs to be your own website or landing pages where you can control it. Okay, so you always want to drive that content. Now, when you use keywords and long tail keywords, you're going to get organic traffic, but that takes a while to build up. So what you want to be is consistent when you drop content, and you want to be specific so you can build up that organic search result. So I have a buddy of mine that's in the real estate business, and that example that I used talking about the best places to live in Los Angeles, that's actually a real example. And so he wrote an article, and he always writes similar articles to that. And what he gets is a lot of organic traffic, and he gets a lot of prospective customers that way. And he doesn't even really pay much for paid advertising. So when you have that organic traffic, okay, when you're creating that evergreen content, you're going to get to a point, or hopefully you'll get to a point where you don't have to pay for advertising. Now, once again, you have to understand that takes a while for that to happen. It's not going to happen overnight. So think about it in a long term, in a long game, guys. Think about it, guys. How do you want to build your business? Do you want to get organic traffic that's free, or do you want to have to keep paying for traffic? Remember the benefits of inbound marketing that I talked about, right? The dynamics of the conversation change. People are calling you now. You reduce your expenses because you're dealing with people that raised their hand. They have an interest in what your content is about. You have higher credibility and trust because you empowered the customer to do their own research, and now they found you because of your evergreen content. You also get better traffic and better leads, once again, because these are people that are interested in what your product or service is, and you get non-invasive form of marketing. So you're not interrupting people. These are people that come to you. And once again, you can use that evergreen content that's always out there. So when you're doing all your social media, to generate your revenue and all of that stuff, you got to keep doing social media posts. How many times are you going to, post in a day to have somebody really see it? Yeah, of course you can sponsor it and all that good stuff. But once again, if you can get evergreen content that's organic, man, that's going to add up. And so you'll get to the point where you don't even need to pay for advertising. And that's what you want to do with inbound marketing. So before we get to the last section, guys, just let me share my contact information and my resource links real quick. I'm going to keep this super short, guys. Anything that I talk about, I'm getting ready to talk about, go to the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. So I mentioned at the top of the show, my latest book, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses. Go to the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. My online course, BEB Academy, my online academy, BEBacademy.com. It's on the front page of the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. If you want to build a successful, sustainable e-commerce business, my online program, Brand Builder Academy Elite, is on the website. Now, and in terms of getting in touch with me, social media, anything long, shoot me an email. My email, jayjones@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. JAYJONES@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Facebook, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Instagram, I have 2 IG accounts. The first one is Jay Jones for Real, JAYJONES, the number 4, REAL. Second one is Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Twitter, JJones001, JAYJONES001. Also connect with me on LinkedIn. Just go to LinkedIn, type in Jay Jones Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Connect with me there. And also YouTube. We have additional content on YouTube that does not come out on the show. So go to YouTube, type in Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, and make sure you hit the subscribe button. Everything I just talked about, guys, you can find on the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. We put a whole lot of resources and money into the website, and we want it to be the resource for Black entrepreneurs. So make sure you go to the website. If you don't want to type in Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, take the shortcut, go to bebconnect.com, take you to the same site, bebconnect.com. Also, guys, make sure that you leverage the website. So if you hit the Learn tab, there's going to be a drop down, and we have all types of resources and content on marketing, e-commerce, strategy and mindset, scaling your business, everything you need to grow your business. So if you want to get my contact information, if you didn't write it down or you forgot it, hit the About tab. And then when you see my bio, right under my bio, it has all the links to my social media contact information. So pretty much to summarize, guys, for this episode, how to scale your business with inbound marketing. Inbound marketing is usually a long game. It's a longer game than, doing outbound marketing. Outbound marketing, you can get quick results. It's going to cost you more, but in the long run, inbound marketing is where you want to be. So if you can generate qualified leads, and not just any leads, qualified. Qualified means somebody that's raised their hand, that has an interest in your product and or service, and they're ready, willing, and able to purchase your product, right? So they may not be ready right now, but if you nurture them with your marketing and your funnels, sales funnels, then when they are ready, you're going to be at top of mind. So the difference between a lot of people and when we get started as entrepreneurs, we just want to hurry up and get those sales. And I get that, and we need to do that. But have that long game mentality where you want to build that content, that evergreen content that's going to consistently bring you in leads without you doing everything all the time. It just makes sense. Okay, you want to have a two-pronged approach. So you want to have that evergreen content and that inbound marketing, and you also are probably going to need to do outbound marketing. But as you grow and mature as a business, you should start looking to have more inbound marketing where you're working off of referrals. All of your evergreen content is out there, and now you're not spending money, investing money on a whole bunch of leads. Now, you may need to supplement your lead flow or whatever, but if you have a great inbound marketing campaign or marketing campaigns, because you may sell multiple products or services, then it just makes sense. So think about this. And I talked about long tail keywords, right? So if I'm a real estate agent in Philly, I can get very granular or very detailed about my evergreen content that I put out. So I could have a blog post about the best places to live in Philadelphia, just in general, or I can have an additional blog post about the best places to live in Mount Airy, the best places to live in Germantown, the best places to live in Northern Liberties, the best places to live in Fishtown, the best places to live in Center City. So those are all different areas and sections of Philadelphia. So if people are actually doing a long tail search, what's the best area or best place to live in Germantown? I'm going to have a blog post or a video on that, right? So everything doesn't have to be a blog post, guys. It could be a podcast episode. It could be audio. It could be a video. Okay. But once again, you want to get that content basically that's evergreen. Like I used the example of my podcast episodes. This is episode 452. I have a catalog of over 452 evergreen pieces of content that are out there. That's why people are listening to a podcast I recorded 5 years ago, and 300, 400 people a day are listening to something I did 4 or 5 years ago. It's a catalog, and that's what you want to create. And that as that catalog grows and you get more organic search, you're going to start getting people coming to you. And remember what I talked about, the dynamics of somebody coming to you or you going to somebody else. That dude that knocked on my door, right? Trying to sell the pest control. Get out of here. I don't have time. I don't even want the product. I don't need the product. We don't have any pests in the house. Versus if I would have gone online and looking for best pest control in my neighborhood or whatever, and I found that company and I called him, now he's welcome into the door. He's a welcome guest. He's not a pest, right? And that's what you want to be. You want to be a welcome guest. So you want people that have reached out to you and need or want your products and or services. They need your help. They need you to help them solve a problem, or they want whatever you have. And so once again, the whole concept of inbound versus outbound marketing is a total different dynamic. Once again, wouldn't you rather have the upper hand because people are coming to you based on the content that you put out there, not just yesterday when I did 18 social media posts, but some evergreen content that I created and that's out there and people are going to it or gravitating towards it. And now with your call to action, they're reaching out to you. Like I said, in real estate, it works wonders. So if you're in the real estate business and you want to create evergreen content, it's very simple. You can go out to different neighborhoods, talk about, why this neighborhood is the best neighborhood to live in Philly. And you do that for all the neighborhoods or all the ones you think are the best neighborhoods. Create that content. It doesn't have to be any grandiose content. You're not writing the treaties of Versailles over. You don't have to create a video that looks like a Cecil B. DeMille 10 Commandments movie. You just want to have relevant content that your prospective customers want and need. Something that they're searching out and they found it, and you're the producer of that content with a call to action. It's pretty simple, guys, but remember, that's a long game. So we talked about how to scale your business with inbound marketing, and I'm telling you guys, make sure that you implement some type of inbound marketing campaign or campaigns. Once again, the real estate agent example, you can do that in articles for all types of sections of the city where you're working out of or whatever. Remember, you can use this concept for any type of business. It doesn't matter if you sell products or services or whatever. You can use this inbound marketing concept and strategy. Now, I say this each and every week, but it's true, guys. We get more and more downloads because of you, the BEB family. I couldn't do it without you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Please continue to spread the word about the podcast, the blog, the whole BEB ecosystem, online courses, books, the whole thing. Because what we're trying to do, guys, is get this good word out there. And it's not just about me and it's not just about you. It's about us. It's about building an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. Love you guys. See you same time next week. Peace.